These are the plaintiffs, Thomas Valerie and Carrie Barbato. Thomas says his daughter Carrie parked her car in front of the defendant's house and punctured her tire because the curb had a dangerous spike sticking out of it. It's up to the homeowner to maintain the curb in front of their house. Clearly, the defendant did not, and they are now owed $236.78, the cost of a new tire. This is the defendant, Thomas Castellano. He says he moved into the house a few years ago. The curb was already in place. He made no changes to it, and the girl crashed into it while parking. Of course, she damaged her tire, but it was her fault. He has no responsibility for the curb. His town does, and he owes nothing. He's accused of rubbing a father and a daughter the wrong way.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant's responsible for a spike sticking out of the curb that punctured his tire, but the defendant says it's not her fault and he's not responsible for the curb. It's the case of he curbed my enthusiasm.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay. Thomas and Linda Valerie, the car's under Linda's name, yes. And Carrie Barbato, you are suing Thomas Castellano for $236.78 for a new tire because, according to you, his negligence in maintaining a curb caused your tire to be damaged. What's going on?
I was parking my car in front of his house.
And you were there? You don't live in that area?
No, I had business to do with his next door neighbor.
Okay.
So I was parking in front of his house. I didn't hit the curb, just slided into the parking spot. All of a sudden, I heard a pop and a really loud hissing sound. I'd never heard anything like that before, and it was loud enough that the other neighbor came out to see what that was. When I got out of the car, the sidewall of my tire was completely ripped, and the tire was instantly flat.
Okay.
The curb, the way that it was designed or put in or whatever, had metal spikes sticking out of it on the outside of the curb that you couldn't see. Yes.
Okay. That you couldn't see?
No, because they're black, which matched the road, and the curb was wood.
Okay, I need you to pull out from that stack what you're talking about so that I can see it in the picture.
They might be better on my phone. If you
That's
want
fine.
Me to show you on my phone?
Sure.
Okay. Can you see that black spot right there?
Yeah. Okay.
It's like an iron spike.
This whole rectangle that goes from here to here to
that's
here?
exactly right.
But that's not a spike. What is that?
It is a metal spike. It's just that I'm looking down on it. The wood is like this, and this is here. It's like a giant nail is really what it is. And they have them maybe every 3 feet.
Okay, I see another one up here.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about,
Yeah.
right? Go ahead and go back.
Okay.
So, what'd you do?
Oh, panicked.
Okay, well, don't panic. It's just a tire, but what'd you do then after that?
I called my parents. I called my dad.
Okay.
Because it was their car.
Right.
And then we called roadside assistance.
Okay, and so they did what for you?
They changed the tire.
And then as it turns out, you had to buy a new tire.
Right.
And that's what you're suing for because you feel it's the homeowner's fault.
Right.
Okay, let me hear from you.
Well, first of all, I moved into the house July 2014, just over a year ago. And going through that process with my inspections and surveys and whatnot, this is something that never was brought up as a problem, with the curb. I've never received any kind of documentation from the town that it's something that I had to change, maintain.
Tell me about the area you live. Is this a public road or is this a private street from your development or something?
It's a public road.
Is the whole street that way?
No, it is
Just
not.
in front of your house?
Yes,
Do you have better pictures of it?
I do have some pictures.
Yeah, let me see yours. Do you know when the spikes were placed there?
No, I do not.
Why is this his fault? What evidence do you have to suggest? By the way, this is like an inch away. Yeah, you were kind of pretty close.
Right, I understand, but it's definitely bigger than an inch.
What is it, an inch and a half? I mean, the thing is, I'm looking at them here, and this picture is a pretty good picture, actually. and then you misjudge how close you're getting to it, and you end up getting a flat. But let's say that it's someone's fault and not yours.
You can't see it.
Then why? I understand. So,
Yeah.
but sometimes bad things happen to us,
Right.
and the guy who lives in that house
Absolutely.
doesn't have to pay.
You're right.
So I'm just trying to figure out if this is a public road, what evidence do you have that this would be his responsibility as opposed to the town's?
The town of Islip does not allow railroad tie curbs. The town of Islip gave me, which is called right-of-way work permit, in order for a homeowner to put a curb. The town doesn't own any of the curbs. The homeowner can install Belgian block or concrete.
Okay, what work permit are you looking at?
This is
From that house?
This is the town of
It's the
Islip.
town rules.
This is the town rules in order to,
Okay, but what were the town rules 20 years ago when whoever lived there put those in and then they're grandfathered in? Do you have any evidence of that?
as far as I know, and what the town told me, they haven't changed. The work permit that the town submitted to me, the
Show me what
choice.
you got.
In order to put a curb in, you have to have a permit. The permit states that the town is free and
Is
clear
this a permit
from-
for this house?
No.
Okay.
There was
again,
no permit.
Again,
There
you
was
need
no
to
permit.
understand what I'm asking you. All right? Your town has rules, and they can change the rules whenever they want. Okay? All you've shown me is a blank permit that you, I guess, took from the counter or they gave to you, showing that if someone were to put in a curb today, this is what they would have to abide by. This is a road that is publicly owned. This is a curb that somebody put in at some point, not him. And you're telling me the only way you can get this guy to pay you $238 for a tire is if you show me proof that he is responsible for maintaining this one, not one that he would build today, but this one at the time that it was built. Do you know when this railroad tie was put in?
No, because there was no permit issued.
Right.
However, the town's regulations, which I have a copy of here, indicates the homeowner's responsibility for maintaining his property.
So is the homeowner responsible if there's a spike sticking out of the curb that punctures a tire?
No, they're not. It's owned by the city, so it's the city's property.
Sounds reasonable to me. What do you think?
I would agree. It's the city's property.
Seems pretty cut and dry to me. Okay, I'll buy what you two said going inside the courtroom.
What is failed to be maintained here? This is the way this railroad tie was constructed. Next time, don't get so close to a railroad tie. But this is exactly the way the thing was put in to make sure the wood didn't go this way. The rail is in front of it. And I've seen it like that numerous times. What did he do wrong? If the thing is an illegal thing to possess and he has some obligation to upgrade it and bring it up to code, then prove that to me, because I'm not seeing anything in anything you showed me that says that. What did he not maintain? That's how the darn thing was built well before he got there. What did he not maintain?
Your Honor, I believe in the pictures that you've got among that packet, the railroad ties for the rest of the area or that area are all rotten and, in fact,
I don't know what
missing.
you're talking about. I'm going to show you his railroad ties, which are the only ones I care about. In these pictures, it's very, very clear what happened. The metal that's an inch, you were still cutting it awful close. An inch or an inch and a half wide is staked into the ground to block the wood from going towards the
Can I see
street.
another picture, please? Just-
Your picture?
Your pictures?
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, that what? What did he do wrong?
If you look at these pictures, okay, and I seriously question whether these
You
pictures.
can see where my car is in this picture.
Folks, what did he do wrong?
Okay. The
Failed to
pictures-
maintain.
Every bad thing that happens to us doesn't mean somebody else has to pay. What
That's
did
right.
he do wrong?
Failed
Tell
to
me.
maintain.
How? What could he have
Your Honor,
maintained there?
if you look at the pictures, okay, you'll see the rotten wood, the condition. If you have a home, and the home has a dangerous
The rotten.
condition.
Wait, stop.
Okay.
What rotten wood?
Right there.
First of all, is that where your daughter hit it?
No.
No,
Okay,
what I'm
that's the
saying.
rest
If
of
that's
the
not
curb.
where
When
she
they
hit
up-
it, what difference does it make? Folks, you know what? Park more carefully. Verdict for the defendant. This is a city street. That is a condition that existed when he bought it. If I were you, I wouldn't want that condition in front of me. But unless you bring me evidence that this is illegal to possess, which you haven't, then no, he doesn't have to pay for it because you don't see that where you're parking and you're cutting it an inch and a half away from a wooden curb. No.
All right, right next to me here, sometimes bad things happen, and it's not the other person's fault.
Basically, the judge's decision said, quite frankly, that if you buy a house and a dangerous condition exists, you don't have to correct it.
Did you park a little too close to the curb,
I didn't-
possibly?
I'm parking next to the curb. I didn't hit the curb. I didn't bump anything. It ripped the side of the tire.
Yeah. All right. All right. Around the corner this way. All right. What do you think of their argument?
I don't really think they had a very good argument. I'm glad with the outcome, obviously. I didn't feel that I was in any way responsible for
What
this.
if this happens again now? Want to go through this again?
No, I do not. I mean, I do plan on changing that curb just because cosmetically, I'd like to change it one day, but at this time, it's, not something I'm looking to do right away.
Harvey, what do you think?
Okay, I can do this short and sweet, Kurt. He has absolutely no responsibility for maintaining that curb. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.